The following episode is brought to you by Tinba, maker of bags for professional filmmakers and photographers. Tinba, never compromise. Find out more at tinba.com. You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, World Wide Web? This is Brandon.
This is JP.
And we're filmmakers.
Drinking bourbon.
And we're drinking bourbon. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Now sip this nice and slow.
I'm going to have to.
This is the strong stuff. This is the bullet barrel strength, cask strength bourbon. So it's not cut with water. So when you take your first sip, let it linger a little, and then you'll be good. All right, here we go.
I believe it's already just the effervescence is just...
So take you a sip, and then we'll get into it. Here we go. Woo. Woo.
I think I'll see you in the emergency room.
So everybody, as you can tell on this week's episode, Alex is not on the show. It's funny enough, we're in Studio B at Sound Images. Alex is actually outside the door. He's actually filming a project in Studio A. There's a film in town, can't talk about it, but there's a film in town here in Cincinnati, and they are actually using Studio A as a set. They're trying to recreate sort of an 80s recording studio vibe. But I think that the artist is actually recording a session, so Alex is part of a crew who's filming some stuff for a promo. So I know that's a kind of a tease. We can't really talk about it, but so he's actually here. He just can't be on the show. But we had already scheduled a special guest. You guessed it. We've talked about it. We've promoted him. The neighbor, JP, and he is my neighbor. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here.
That's awesome. So people need to have some context. So this is a show called Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Are you a filmmaker?
I am not.
Okay, so you're not a filmmaker.
Not currently. Not currently.
Not currently. And are you a distiller? Do you make bourbon?
I do not.
Okay. So then, but you do like movies, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I can't get enough of them.
Okay.
Right.
So the reason Jay's on the show is he loves movies, and he is achieving something and striving for something amazing. So in our neighborhood, we all hang out on the weekends during the week. We're out in people's driveways. We got fires going. We're watching the game, all this sort of stuff. But most recently, we started trending to start watching movies.
Yes, we have. Yes,
and that was birthed out of JP's love for a good movie. And tell everybody a little bit about your lunchtime regiment, because that's really where this spun from.
It did. It started at work. I, didn't have a TV in my break room where I was taking lunch, and was given to me for Christmas a little DVD player. And so I started rifling through all the different DVDs that we had, what kind of stuff do we got? Just random, terrible stuff.
And you did a couple series. I know you talked for a while. Was it Blue Bloods?
Oh, yeah. Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Blue Bloods. I love them. I love my guys, the Reagans, Frank and Danny and all that.
And so you went through that series on DVD.
Yes.
Not Blu-ray.
DVD. Hey, no, on a screen that's probably the size of your phone.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't have a smartphone, so I had to do it that way. Right. It was ridiculous.
So for you, the format doesn't matter.
No.
So you'll jump in any format as long as you get to watch a good show.
I would look over someone's shoulder if they're watching something on their phone, and if it's there, I'm going to take it.
Okay, so you devised a strategy where at lunchtime, over the course of a couple days, you can knock out a film, because most people's lunch break isn't 2 hours.
Right.
So what's your strategy? How do you achieve this?
Well, you just got to start and stop, Brandon. It's pretty easy. It's no different than reading a book. Do you ever sit down and read an entire book from cover to cover?
Not usually.
Right. So especially that's what's beneficial with the VHS. You don't have to look where you were. It's like you hit stop, man. It is there.
Exactly. So you started watching movies, and then at some point you decided you were going to take it to the next level. Because I remember the day I came home that night. We're all outside in the neighborhood. We're drinking beer, Busch. We're drinking some Busch. Drinking
Busch
some of the finest spirits in the land. And you said, Brandon, And you got it because you know me and you are kindred spirits. We both get excited, and you're like, "I got this. I got something I got to share." And I'm like, "What's that?" And you're like, "I'm going to watch 100 movies this year."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" You're like, "I got it. I got it devised. I did the math. I figured it out. Between lunchtime, between the weekends, I can do it."
What scared me was my math, because I thought I got this master plan, and I figured it up, and I'm counting on my fingers, and I'm writing it. I think I can do that, but it turns out, the older movies generally are about 130 minutes.
Sure.
So 2 days, about 2 days. Sometimes I have to take it home to finish it up. But,
and so currently, where do you sit right now in your goal of 100? We're halfway through the year. We've hit summer. Where are you at now?
If I was a baseball player, I would be having the season of my dreams. I'm at 64.
All right, so you're over 50%. You're trending pretty well.
Oh yeah.
And so I think you had sent me a list. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I said, hey, send me some of the stuff that you've done, and I tweeted. If not, I'll tweet a picture of this later. But we've got things on the list: A Shot at Glory, The Train, and you've been marking whether or not you've streamed them or watched them on VHS.
Right. Well, look, nothing's been streamed.
Okay, so far out of the 64, they're all VHS?
No. Let me get that. I don't know what streaming is. If you're talking like on Amazon?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, then it's streamed.
Okay. All right, so we've got Shootout, Double Indemnity. So you got old films. I know you've got a couple new films. What is your strategy? How do you get these films? How did you get your passion for film?
Well, my dad. My dad's always watched films, just as part of him growing up, and just through watching him and his excitement, an old film would come on television, and you'd go up and ask him, "Hey, can I go down to my friends?" All of a sudden, wait, you got to see this part coming up. And even to this day, he's got an office down in his basement, and if I just go over to visit, you'll take a look at, he's doing his work, and he'll have 2 TVs on, each with a different movie. And it's just like, to some it's background noise, but then all of a sudden, he'll be right in the middle of some diligent task, and boom, stop. He'll see, a
memorable moment
that he remembers, right? Yeah. Exactly. And then he has to tune in, and then it's right back to work. It's pretty interesting.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And so that's how that sort of rubbed off on you. And so you enjoy those sort of movies now.
Absolutely.
Now your dad, his passion for films has manifested itself into a pretty remarkable collection of VHS tapes, correct? Is this
my dad befriended a guy that had a local VHS store.
Okay, the old movie rental.
Absolutely, and you can remember how those were. They're just a giant shelves and the network of.
And they usually had like a marking. Was it VHS or Beta?
Yeah.
Which one? Yeah. You had to pick a format.
Classic. So it had all these different shelvings built. And when my dad first moved, he had bought not only basically the store's tapes. 50 cents at a time, that's what's amazing.
The deal.
Yeah. Well, then he started to buy all the shelving.
Okay.
So I thought, Dad, you're going to make a store? So we've since built in his basement along all the walls. It looks like your modern day library. You walk down there, anyone didn't know. So it looked like books.
So your dad has an enormous VHS library in his basement.
No longer.
Okay.
I'll get to that. He's since replaced all the movies that he already had with DVDs.
Okay.
Because those stores were closing. So I get the hand-me-down VHS. I'm very excited to have those. But
which you have found a way. You've got a couple different TVs in the garage that you wheel out for the neighborhood. You pop in the VHS. You're not afraid of the VHS.
No, I love it. I embrace it. It's now. Look, am I going to say, or try to convince anybody, oh, it's better than a digital, it's better than watching it live? Of course not. And I'm not going to even say, how some people like the vinyl records and everything. I'm not going to try to convince anyone that it's better. What I like about it, for instance, like this box we have here that we're going to go through. When my dad gives me all these, I don't know what's in there. They're upwards of 30 movies in here. When I open them up, I may have seen some, may have not. Okay, but these are movies I otherwise wouldn't just look up on my own to watch.
Yeah, and they're not going to pop up on Amazon or Netflix because they're not current.
Yeah, right.
It's not going to be the first pop-up.
I watched the movie Blowout. Okay. I would not have.
Who's in that?
John Travolta.
All right.
It is. You would really like it because this guy is a B movie sound man, and basically it's a mystery that he's trying to solve using all of his techniques that he knows in sound. And it's really interesting. You know, I otherwise wouldn't have found or watched that movie.
Right.
And so that's what I think is the most interesting part about it.
Well, I think what's interesting, I think, about you and what I really appreciate is there's a lot of people, especially when you get into filmmakers, there's a lot of pretension sometimes. Some people think, oh, I only watch this type of movie. I don't watch that type of movie. I myself, I hate superhero movies. I try to avoid them. I don't like movies with robes, Lord of the Rings, that sort of thing. But the thing that I found about you is that you'll watch any movie because you can appreciate it for what it is. And you're okay to not only watch it, but to debrief it and to talk about it and break it down almost like a sports analyst after a game. Talk about what happened, what worked. And then you've now watched enough movies that you're comparing a young Dustin Hoffman to an old Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, that's amazing. And to see what some of these guys did in their early work, sometimes you can see how good they were going to be. Sometimes you see how good they were. Other times you can't even believe that they made it because it was their early stuff was so hard to watch.
Yeah,
but it's enjoyable.
That's awesome. So what do you think if to the listeners that are like, man, how do I even approach a movie that just looks sort of like old and sort of forgotten? How does one come to it with a fresh set of eyes? Do you have a strategy, or that's just kind of how you're wired? Talk a little bit about how do you approach a movie that might be, hard to watch?
Well, it's easy for me because I've got a sounding board that I talk to my dad. I'll say, hey, I'm thinking about watching this. What do you think? And then he just gets so excited. I'm saving a movie now that I'm into the home stretch, rather. Well, I'll say. So I'm kind of excited that I'm at 64 because now I'm going to be able to kind of like be a little more selective with my movies.
Sure.
Enjoy them a little bit more. He's talking about this Saboteur, Alfred Hitchcock, and he saw that when he was probably in his 20s or so.
Sure.
And he still tells me it's the greatest ending that he's ever seen in a movie, and he's just so excited about it. And so I want to watch it. I can't wait, but I'm also just keeping that as the that's going to have to be in the final 10.
So you're a big fan of the sort of the recommendation from somebody somebody you trust, somebody who understands, somebody who you understand when they get excited about something, it must be something there.
I do like that. And again, he's not my only reference. You and I talk movies quite a bit.
Yeah.
I talk movies with just about anybody that will listen. To nauseum, but and then other times, you can just take a look at the jacket, and then make your selection from somebody's early work. You see an actor that you want to see. It's like I watched Dog Day Afternoon, Al Pacino, early stuff.
Yeah,
and it was amazing. He was so good in that movie, and just. You can really see how he was starting out.
So as a film enthusiast, a guy who really appreciates a good movie, you're on a show right now with a bunch of filmmakers. There's filmmakers all over listening to the show, tuning in. What is it from your point of view that they need to know about making a good movie? What is it for you that does it? Can you break it down into some attributes? Is there certain things that are like, man, when this happens, I know it's going to be good? Or what are some of your favorite mechanisms that seem to do well?
I think it's story. I mean, it starts with the story. You can try to take, any kind of story that has no interest and give it all kinds of glitz and glamour and hire the best actors and actresses. It's not going to do anything if the story's not there. It's no different than listening to somebody who's telling a good story.
Yeah.
Now there are people that can really glam up a trip to the mall. It's like, oh yeah, I tripped and fell and hit this puddle and tore my leg and it's terrible. And but I think the story, you got to find the right story. and that includes retelling a good story.
Okay, so you're okay with a reboot?
Absolutely.
So let's talk modern reboot. What do you think about this new Ghostbusters?
I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
However, I'm not. I'm not closed-minded. I'll probably go to watch it. I don't see anything magical coming from this, to be honest. However, all those ladies that I've seen in other movies,
funny,
very funny.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into it open-minded.
Okay.
I would suggest. You asked before, what are some of the things that you would absolutely do when watching an older film or something? Go into it open-minded. Always don't have any preconceived ideas. If you go into that, then you're trying to prove yourself that that movie was terrible. Go into it open-minded, much like I would do with Ghostbusters, the new one. That one was so enjoyable, and it was it hit such a mark when I was watching at that age. It's
going to be tough to top.
Yes.
Can you think of any films that have done a good job of being remade, where you're like, oh man, that was a remake, but it was good?
Well, there's one I want to watch, and I'm not sure it's a remake, but I want to watch it. It's Humphrey Bogart. It's called Dark Passage. I just saw this. This was streamed.
Not VHS.
No.
Okay.
It was not in a box of magic. But what I was reading about it, it looks exactly like Face Off.
Okay.
It looks like the movie Face Off. Now, I can't prove that. I haven't watched it, but I'll be sure to let you know so you can tell all your listeners.
All right, nice. And just so you know, anybody who's on Slack or out there listening live, feel free to chime in if you got anything you want to pick JP's brain about. He's like a steel trap of knowledge, specifically when it comes to the 80s and 90s. He's a gem, and he knows all the new stuff as well. But feel free to chime in if you have any. So let me ask you this, JP. What do you think is the thing that drives a storyteller? From your point of view as someone watching the story, why do you think that? I guess what I'm trying to get at is, what is it that you see in the storyteller that makes the greats rise above just the average? There's a lot of movies out there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of movies.
Yeah,
but there's some that are just classics.
I don't know, and I hope to figure that out. I do know that I think a lot of times great storytellers, given the option, would like to listen and or receive a good story. I think that to tell a story is a true talent, but I think sometimes to the best ones would just enjoy to listen. I mean, some people just like to talk, talk to just put it out there.
Right.
But I think to really tell a good story, you have to have heard a lot and seen a lot.
Well, one of the things that I think is also interesting is what happens to the story in the context of a group. Now, we're neighbors, so we literally see each other every day. Every single day.
Every day.
My son is at your house.
Yes, every day.
Your son is at my house. They're best friends. They're 7.
Yeah.
Either one of you guys is cooking dinner or vice versa. And so the boys have like an extended family across the street.
Yes.
So we literally we hang out every day, every night. Everybody's checking in. Before you go to bed, you go over and you drink a beer and hey, how's it going, whatever, and then you end up going to bed. But on the weekends, things happen, and we most recently been watching some movies.
Yes.
So, and what I think is interesting is the dynamic of a group movie versus a solo movie. So you could sit down and watch a movie by yourself. That's one thing. That's a certain type of movie you can watch and a certain experience. You can watch it with your partner, your spouse, your partner, and it's a different type of experience. Now
It is a different experience.
2 people involved, 2 different interests. But then when you bring in the group dynamic of getting 3 or more people to decide on a movie and to commit to watching it together is a whole nother thing.
It's amazing. And because there's so many different likes in a small portion.
Right.
I mean, let's say you put together 8 people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I mean, to try to get everybody happy in that.
Well, the other night, so let me describe the scenario the other night. We're out in the driveway. We got JP, who's kind of like me, outgoing. He's a wild man. He's up for anything. He's ready to explore. You got me. I love film. I'm ready to watch anything except for superhero movies and people with robes. You got our neighbor next door, John, who I deem the curmudgeon. I call him the curmudgeon. I hope he's listening now. John's a great guy. He's amazing, but every now and again he'll get you with a little grumpy mood and pick on you. What the hell are you wearing, Brandon? That sort of thing. He'll kind of pick on you a little bit to be funny, but he's a great guy. We love John.
We think it's being funny.
Yeah, we think so. Sometimes he's just mean.
We say that to make ourselves feel better.
But John's all about sports. He loves a championship game. He loves golf. He's pretty much a man's man. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Yes,
that's fair.
Yeah.
You got Kels, your wife.
Yes.
Who she's the mother of the neighborhood. She's always welcoming everybody in, stray dog, stray cat, stray person. She's making a meal. She's cooking. She's got the whole deal. And I've noticed she's got kind of a very narrow window of what she can watch.
Very narrow. Hey, this is another reason why.
Like within 2 seconds, she's like, it's too slow. It's boring. I'm like, Jesus.
Hey, oh my gosh, I'm so glad it's taken her this long to figure me out. If she could read me as fast as that, I'd have been out the door. No, this is another reason why this whole mission has come to fruition with the movies, because she would never watch a movie with me ever. So we're going close to being married for 20 years now,
right?
And we've probably watched 7 to 8 movies together. She doesn't like to go to them.
Right.
She doesn't like to sit down with them. And she would just rather watch,
a show where she can jump in or out when she wants to.
No, even worse. So her claim is, we don't have enough time to watch a movie, but yet she'll sit down for an hour and a half and watch some dribble that's just
like a reality show.
Oh
no.
Yeah, it's
The Bachelor.
No, even worse. She'll find herself watching like, oh my gosh. She'll ask me, how can you watch the same movie over and over sometimes? Well, if it's a good one, I've watched that. She'll watch the same Snapped or like I'll sit down. She'll be watching a 48-hour mystery.
Oh,
haven't you seen that one? Yeah. You know how this ends? Yeah. Well, you want to see if he doesn't get stabbed this time? He's going to get it in the end. He's getting it. I don't know.
We love you, Kels. If you're listening out there, you're the best. We also got my wife, Rachel. So she likes a good rom-com. She wants a funny night. She likes some drama. She'll watch some, because she's married to me. I've really tried to bring in front of her some of the indie films, some of the indie classics, Run Lola Run, some of the Jean-Pierre Jeunet, like Amélie, some French films. But for the most part, she's not going to want to go much near towards the suspense. She doesn't want the suspense whatsoever. Then you got Jason and Pam up the street. They got a different flavor.
Yeah, but you know they're the one thing about them. I think they pretty much just
kind of roll with it.
Yeah, they roll. They'll roll. They'll put in their 2 cents and then just
And then you got John's kids, Kayla and Joey.
Yeah,
and
Laura,
and they got, they're come or go. Joe might sit in for a movie, but he's basically going to the bar with his buddies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so we got a hodgepodge, man. We got all sorts of people. David up the street.
Yeah.
And,
we got Chris and
Chris and Rosanna across the street. Yeah. We got Neil, the real deal Neil. We got a new neighbor in town. I call him the real deal Neil. He just joined the forces. He's in a band.
Yeah.
He's probably in his 50s.
Yeah.
He's pretty well versed.
I don't know how old he is.
Yeah. Me neither. He's
Who
great.
cares?
Yeah. So we got this great little group, and so the other night we're there, and we're like, what are we going to watch? And so you threw out 2 classic films, which I was excited.
You wanted to watch 100 Rifles.
Yeah, you said, hey, how about 100 Rifles? And we watched the trailer. Yes. And then everybody was like, I don't know. But then,
Raquel Welch hit this.
Yeah, the guys were like, ooh, yeah, check her out. And then we threw out the Cincinnati Kid.
Oh yeah.
Which looks great.
Yes.
So I was excited to go classic, and then that got vetoed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in this group dynamic. So eventually I recommended, and I said, how about Mississippi Grind?
But before that, though, this is what was funny about this. I think you and I, had not anyone interrupted us, probably could have spent the evening just watching trailers.
Just trailers.
And at one point I remember forgetting that anyone else was even around, and I look at you and I just said, I'm just so happy watching all these trailers, because and
I was happy that we had managed to. Because, it's what's easy in most neighborhoods, a lot of communities, is you go with the easy play, which is the sports play. Everybody cheers for the home team. Everybody watches the Bengals game, the Reds game, wherever town you're in. To switch all of a sudden to film, now you're getting into artistry. So you were excited that we were talking about it. I was excited that the conversation was even on the table. That here we are instead of Now, granted, before the movie, we watched the soccer game.
Yes, yes.
The FC Cincinnati, which we're going to after the show.
Yes.
We watched them play Crystal Palace. So we still appreciate sports and all that sort of stuff, but the fact that we're broadening the sophistication and horizons is exciting for me.
Yes, yes. Now we can only say we're broadening the sophistication depending on the movies we watch. I mean, when I break out Weekend at Bernie's, it's going to be good. Although I do love
it's a good movie. Now, to give context, the last movie we screened with the projector and the pull-down screen was Annie.
Yes.
Because we couldn't get
The Sandlot.
The Sandlot to stream. It wasn't working.
Yeah, we had a.
But Annie was great. We had all these grown men watching Annie. It was awesome.
And
Big Mike Toll was watching Annie for the first time. How awesome is that? That in our neighborhood we had people that had never seen Annie, and because of the neighborhood film night, boom, Annie, there it is.
That was a great night. It was on February 27th.
And we were
warm outside.
Out. Oh, it was great. We had a fire going. Yeah.
And I had seen Annie, not the movie, but the live performance. My parents took us to it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it when I was a kid, and seeing the movie, it was a lot of fun. Of course, I think Carol Burnett is hysterical. Why she hasn't done more films,
right?
I don't know. But.
Well, so here we are. We finally decided, and I throw out, hey, how about Mississippi Grind?
Yes.
Mississippi Grind had Ryan Reynolds, and I can't think of his name right now, but the guy from Bloodline, the brother, Danny, who's an Australian actor, really good. And it's all about them, and they're gambling. They're on this road trip buddy film. And in the trailer, you got this great blues music.
Oh,
so that seemed to win over the crowd. We got everybody to have the consensus, yes, we're going to watch this.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was an amazing moment.
That was an amazing moment. But here's the thing. The film came out a little slow.
See,
it came out of the chute a little slow, so people started to kind of murmur a little, and then we had Jason and Pam leave the group.
Right.
Early on.
I don't think that they left so much for the movie.
He was tired.
Give it credit. Let's give them a little bit of credit. However, because he laid back in that chair. Mm-hmm. I told him, I said,
he was tired.
I said, you got to get a different chair.
Yeah.
You're going to fall asleep in that chair. I don't care if it's the greatest movie in the world. You're going to fall asleep in that chair. It's a recliner. Who wouldn't fall asleep in a chair? I fall asleep in a recliner every night. But
but to be clear, it did have a little bit of a slow start.
Yes, it did.
So we were I think I was feeling a little nervous. Like, man, I recommended it. Now people are they going to fall off? Are they going to stick with me?
It had that great line. He goes, how do you know Tony? You from Detroit? He goes, no, I'm not from Detroit. I'm from everywhere. I know Tony from Detroit. That was awesome. Yeah. I was in right there.
So, but it didn't start to pick up. There was a nice sequence with, there was a nice little montage with the blues music cutting through the driving scenes through the city. It starts to pick up a little bit.
Yes, it did.
And ultimately, we don't want to give away the movie, but basically this guy struggles with his gambling. Do you go big? Do you go home? Do you call it a day? And he meets basically his opposite, kind of Lady Luck almost, in Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Who,
anytime he's around, the chips are up.
It was a very good pairing together. I thought those two were together were great. I thought what held the movie together a lot was the soundtrack. It was amazing. It just gave you a good feel for their journey.
Absolutely.
That they kept talking about.
And I think that although the film was a good film, it wasn't the best film I've ever seen, but the thing that was interesting in the group dynamic is throughout the film at some point, everybody that was watching it had stake in the game, and they were saying, "Oh, I think it's this. I think it's that." So that was kind of fun in the group dynamic in a very casual environment to kind of everybody. What do you think's going to happen, and who do you think he is, and is he real? Is he fake? That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like a driveway version of a visual book club. I don't know. I've never been in a book club. I never will be. But
nice.
That was the closest thing.
And then the topping on the cake for me was when the next day, John came up to me. What did John say to you?
Oh, he came up to me and he starts, he goes, "So what'd you think of the movie?" And I said, "Well, I really liked it." He goes, "No, what did you think of the movie?" I said, What do you think his character was?" And he starts breaking this down. And
he had put some thought into it.
Oh, sure.
John got into it.
Yeah, and then so he
let me paint the picture of John. John's a big old boy. He's, probably, he's 50-something, right?
He's 60.
60? John, I didn't know
looks
John was
good
60.
for 60.
John's 60, works out. Dude could bench press, freaking a barrel of bourbon. This guy's a boss. Big old bald head. Truck driver. Nicest guy you'd ever meet. Has a pit bull. We love John. So that's who we're talking about here. Yeah. John comes out and is asking you, what'd you think?
Oh, yeah. And so he's giving me his rundown on what he thinks. And he goes, I think that... He kept calling Ryan Reynolds Lady Luck. And I said, quit calling a guy that looks like that Lady Luck. That guy's too handsome to be Lady Luck.
Well, it was funny. I came home from work, and all of a sudden, I hear him yell across the street, "Hey, Brandon! Hey, Brandon!" I look over, it's John, He's like, "I got a theory on the movie." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "I'll tell you later." He's like, "He's Lady Luck.
He's Lady Luck.
He's Lady Luck."
yeah, it's funny. But he did tell me, he goes, "I can't wait to sit down and watch that one by myself where there's not all that gibbering and jabbering behind me." And
that was fun. So, I want to encourage people. Here's the thing. Film is not a thing that's only for filmmakers. It's not only for individuals. It's not a elitist thing where you sit down and you critique it. Film is about people and family and friends and good times and laughter. And you can watch a film anywhere. You can watch it in the neighborhood driveway on a VHS player, drinking beers with the neighbors. It's a great place to watch. I
think it's no different than when people have finally decided whether it's food, wine, bourbon, beer. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anybody who has a true passion for something, they want to then start to isolate and then start to refine their taste. Well, if you continue to do that, then you will isolate other people from trying to enjoy it. Just take it for what it is. Just open your boundaries and just enjoy.
So that's one of the things we want to encourage you guys to do. Our next showing, me and JP are planning a masterful event. We have not set a date yet, but in our neighborhood, we will be doing a triple feature. This is unheard of. I was able to track down Blu-ray of all three of these movies. The first two are going to be Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, where we will, JP is going to design a cardboard dance floor so that during the film, if you would like to work on your breakdancing, your robot, whatever, your backspins.
Is this kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show? You just get up and
jam. Yeah. So that's going to happen. Those are all PG friendly for the kids, but then we're going to put the kids, for the late showing, we're going to put them inside and screen Warriors.
Unbelievable.
Come out to play.
What a movie.
What a night that's going to be. A triple feature.
That's going to be amazing.
Wow. That's going to be a wild night.
I'm going to need a nap.
We might need an intermission.
Oh, yeah.
Or a bourbon mission. Bourbon mission.
I like that. That's a good one. Coin that phrase.
Yeah, we're going to bring out the finest bourbon for that night. It's going to be great.
I think this would do just fine. This
barrel strength. What do you think about this? This is a Bullet bourbon, Frontier whiskey, barrel strength. This stuff is not cut by water. We're talking about, this is some serious stuff here. What do you think?
I'm getting ready to have a little bit more, and I figure if I'm already hot outside, I may as well be hot to take the heat. Yeah. It's very good.
Well, that's good, and we're going to the game tonight, so we're fine. Sure. We're good. Yeah, it's going to be great.
It is great.
And so, I'll tell you what, I am dying to see what is in this box. So let's set this box up right before we get in here. JP's dad, we've talked about him. He's a legend. He's got the VHS library in his basement, and every now and again he sends you a box. Talk about past times this has happened.
Okay, he will call me. Hey JP, I just left you a box. At first, a box on the porch. I didn't know what this was. Open it up. Oh, it's like the Easter Bunny. Only it's movies. Okay, great. Thanks, Dad. So. This is before, of course, my mission to watch all these movies that were bestowed upon
me. So he
me.
didn't know. He didn't know about. Does he know about the mission now?
He does.
Okay, so now he's excited about it.
Oh yes,
he's a part of it.
He's a part about it, and I call him and give him a rundown. The movies that I've just watched, what I think of them. What does he think about them? Because I especially like to get his rundown on movies that he watched that were when he was younger. Like if I'm watching an older one. And it is amazing his recall on a movie that he's seen probably 60. My dad's going to be 80, and he can
boom, steel trap.
He knows it.
Yeah, that's where you get it from.
I don't know how he does it. It's amazing.
Okay.
I watched Absence of Malice, not too long ago.
Which you've been pushing on me.
Oh, I think
you say
could,
there needs to be a remake.
I think it could be a remake.
And here's the thing: I haven't been able to watch it. I don't have a VHS player.
Well,
I can't watch the movie.
Hey, we'll do it.
We got to change that. We'll do it in the driveway.
Okay. So I think it could be a remake. But I'm talking to my dad about it. What do you think about it, Dad? And he told me, it was one of the best. And I said, I had no idea that Wilford Brimley was in the movie. And I said, that guy is a character actor, but he should have, bigger roles. I said, he's electric when he hits the screen. And he said, he drops on me. Again, granted, he probably watched this movie back in 1980.
Sure.
He said, that scene when he comes rolling down the hallway, he comes into that office and he says to him, he goes, well, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I don't know how or why or when, but all I knew was one thing. Somebody's ass is leaving in my briefcase today. It's amazing. And he drops that word for word on me. And
That's awesome.
Oh, so,
That's great. So you get the call or you get the alert, there's going to be a new box coming, or did he give it to you in person?
No, he lives in Ohio, but, periodically he has business down here in, our side or in Kentucky. And so he'll have the box with him. And he's like, he'll make the special drop and he'll let me know that it's out on the porch. And
so you get the box, and on the box, I posted a picture. It says JP More Magic.
Right. Well, the very first one was JP Movie Magic. So now it's just adding to the movie magic. Yeah.
All right. So let's now's the time. Let's get in there. So what we're going to do for you, guys who are listening, we're going to open the box and we're going to let you know what's in here. And then JP he may have seen these. Some may have been on your list or no.
He doesn't know. Like I have no list that I am
have published.
Right. So I have no watch list that I'm just following.
Okay. So with that said, I do want to take a second. Anyone listening right now, feel free to connect with us on @FDB Podcast on Twitter, Instagram. Feel free to email us. Go to fdbpodcast.com. Anybody on the Slack group. If you have any recommendations
that you
want JP to watch as a part of his 100 movies in 2016, please send those. He'll add them to the list. I'm sure he would consider that an honor.
Oh, my gosh. It would be so fun to see what everyone has and what their suggestions are.
Okay, great.
And
then I promise you that when we reach the end of the list, JP said he is going to go back through, categorize the list, correct?
Sure,
based on what you like, you know, and indicate what it was on, VHS, streaming, DVD, Blu-ray. And we will publish that list. That's going to happen. That might happen on New Year's Eve, but somehow that list is going to get published, and you guys will be able to take the Neighbor JP movie journey.
And again, and it was just solely picked by random these titles. So that's what's fun.
All right, so let's
it.
get in there. Let's see what we got. He's opening the box right now. Oh, right now from the top, we got some good ones. We've got the first three that I think Pops decided to. You knew he strategically placed face up. We've got The Fury, Frankenstein, and Dracula.
Well,
so
now, wait, take a closer look at that Frankenstein.
All right.
That's dog version Frankenstein.
Okay. So this is the Wishbone. This is Frankenstein Wishbone, the dog version. So that'll be a good one to watch with G, with your little guy Griffin.
We have
that's nice.
We have a classic monster, one of the classic Dracula. Yeah.
Nice. Who's in that one?
Let's see here.
This is great.
Carl Lemieux.
Nice. I've got The Fury I'm looking at right here, which has this amazing box cover. I'm going to have to tweet this out. It's phenomenal. And it has Brian Del Palma's most spectacular occult thriller. It looks amazing.
Okay, I just saw one. Great. I just pulled one out of the box.
Kirk Douglas is in this one.
Douglas. I just pulled one out of the box. I think it's going on my watch list. King Solomon's Mines.
All right. Who's in that one?
You're going to have to read it because I don't have my reading glasses.
Oh, King Solomon's Mines. Yeah, this one is
held together with a rubber band.
Yeah,
a jacket.
There's the jacket with a rubber band. The Los Angeles Examiner said super exciting, thrill packed, the type of spine tingling entertainment only the movies can present. Stuart Granger and Deborah Kerr and Richard Carlson. So that's interesting.
That looks like a good one. Just
good.
from the jacket right there, I can.
I got one that's not in a jacket. It's in a plastic clear container. Play Misty for me.
Oh,
Play Misty for me.
oh, that is. I have not seen it, but heard many.
Look
good
at this
things.
one. Have you seen? And a lot of people have seen this one, but we have it here on VHS
That-
with the digital remaster THX, The Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's got some
That's good. It's got the expanded bonus content.
expanded version.
All right. What else we got in the box? What do you got over there?
Again, I haven't. All the Scent of a Woman, good one, really good film.
All right.
Seen it. I can't. It won't make
Yeah.
the list. I've already seen it.
You've already been there.
Yeah.
Over here, I've got The Road Warrior in its original movie store box. Not your standard VHS box, but the original movie store case that opens like a book. It's amazing. It looks great. 50%, 50 cents charge. There's a 50-cent charge if it's not rewound.
But not watched. It's free.
Yeah. If you do not rewind, it's 50-cent charge.
Oh,
That's
man.
awesome.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Mel Gibson. That's a classic. Road Warrior.
Yep.
What do you got? What do you got over there?
The Yearling, and this looks like a kids movie, probably put in a box so that I could watch it with my son.
There you go. We got another Mel Gibson. There must have been a Mel Gibson phase. Mad Max. They came out with the new one last year, but we've got the original on VHS in the original movie store case. Again, opens like a book, not like a sleeve. This one has no charge. If you don't rewind, you're fine.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think he tries to like put something together.
That's a great cover. Great
cover-
color scheme.
The one thing about the covers,
That's
Brad, that
nice.
I've noticed that it's like the old album covers. They're awesome.
classic. Here's one, Clute. You ever heard of that? Donald Sutherland. Clute, Klute.
No, but that is absolutely going to go into.
Death stalks a call girl. Only Clute can save her.
I would watch that.
Ooh, I'll watch that one.
That's one of. See, you go back and
That's
see.
got to go on your list.
Oh, absolutely. That one. That's a good one. That goes in the list.
Wow. What else you got?
Oh. All right.
The-
Here's a.
We're getting into the bottom layer of the box at this point.
So we're digging deep. This is a very old one. This is The Third Man with Orson Welles.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Orson
this,
Welles.
This looks intriguing. Oh
That's
my-
a different type of case. That
I'm a
case
little
is
worried this might be beta. Oh no.
Is it?
I don't know. Let's check. No.
No, I think
Never
you're
winner.
good. You're good.
Super.
That's a great one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have to make your list. I am holding on to Big Daddy. Have you seen that? I've seen that one.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, it's a
It's
classic.
just
Standard Adam Sandler.
potty humor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Good.
There's nothing wrong with that in your box.
No.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What is it?
Okay.
Lay it on me.
As you know on this show, if you're a listener, you know that I do not like superhero movies. I do not like them at all.
I
Now,
know.
JP, and I want to get your way in on this debate because Alex is pro superhero movie. I am anti superhero movie. I make one exception, and that is for Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Okay.
But today, because of the box of magic,
Okay.
I am now entering in my second exception to the rule. Now,
Okay.
this exception comes with an asterisk of nostalgia.
Okay.
So I'm only allowing this movie in. So Christopher Nolan's Batman, anything that he directed for Batman,
Sure.
or for nostalgic reasons, Superman the movie right here
With Christopher Reeve.
on VHS. I want to make a clarification. I only support this movie on VHS with Christopher Reeve.
That movie, I will say.
I remember seeing this at the theater. The guy who blows the air, the wind,
Yeah.
he would take you out, man.
The guy, that's Christopher Reeve, the Superman.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah. Now look, I agree with you as far as the suit. I'm not big into all the superhero films and things of that nature. But again, I always stay open minded on all the films. And one that I watched mainly because of my son wanted to watch it was the Universe, all those guys, the
Avengers?
No. The collection of the raccoon, the Power Raccoon.
A raccoon.
You know the.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta come up with
Oh
that.
man, Chris Pratt's in it.
Yes.
Galaxy?
the Galaxy.
What is this called? Bart, help us out.
Something of the
Some Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was a good movie.
Okay, so you like that.
It's, again, in that part of films that I wouldn't watch, but watch it. It was funny. It had some funny parts in there.
I need clarity though. Right now, I feel you're in a gray area, and I need to know which side are you on? Are you on pro superhero side with Alex, or are you on anti superhero side? You got to pick a side.
No, that's not fair. Because
you have to pick a side, JP. Everyone picks a side.
All right, well then I would pick pro because.
Oh, you're killing me.
Listen.
The neighbor JP.
No. Listen.
Join forces against me.
Hear me out. I would be pro because I think any movie made is worth making. Okay, I want to see it. I mean, whether it doesn't mean I have to watch it, but I would be pro to have it made.
All right, I respect that. That.
I mean, who am I to say? Oh no, they're gonna make those. If it gets people out watching movies, great.
Oh man. I like that. You have a way, JP. You have a way of just, man. I better be careful, otherwise I'm going to start saying I support superhero movies.
Oh, no.
I've got one in my hand right now that's in the actual Blockbuster video case.
It was stolen.
It says Blockbuster Video.
Dad put that under the jacket.
It
took
is,
off.
Let's see here. The Man Who Would Be King.
The Man Who Would Be King.
The Man Who Would Be King. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what it's about. It's PG.
Oh, thank God.
Sounds like it could be.
Thank God.
Could be religious. It could be a Jesus movie.
I don't know.
Could be a movie about a pharaoh.
It's got anything on it.
Oh, there we go. The back. Here we go. John Huston. Huston. Huston.
Always.
Two British con men try to pass themselves off as holy men. See, I knew I was onto something. To the people of Kazakhstan to get at their riches, based on a story by Rudyard Kipling.
John Huston, always tune in. If he's involved, always check out a John Huston film.
Okay, so he's decent?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Well, that's it. I believe that's Angelica Houston's father.
Okay. I've got the Anderson Platoon. This looks interesting. A combat Vietnam type of film with a French producer. That's interesting. I've got another blockbuster. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Good one?
Wow.
Superhero movie, no doubt.
No, it's not. It is not. But it's an original blockbuster case. Police Academy.
Oh yeah, that's funny. You throw it in there.
That's a neighborhood movie night movie.
Hey, that you throw that in, while you're doing some work and have it in the background, and then, like you said, key in on the funny parts.
That's what do you got over there?
I just pulled out a Farewell to Arms. That's got Farewell to Arms. That's going to the list, I think.
Going to the list. That's going to make the list, huh? Interesting. We had Tom Terrific chimed in. He's on our Slack group. He wants to know, JP, have you seen and what did you think about the 1980 Flash Gordon film?
I have only seen bits and parts, but I will say that I just finished talking to somebody that said that was top-notch, 100% great film.
Flash Gordon?
Yeah, fun to watch. They said it was a fun to watch, and that it should be on
all
there.
Right.
I have not seen it.
Now, I've got in my hands, I'm a little scared about this one, I'm not going to lie. It's a Maxwell video cassette case.
Oh, whoa.
Unmarked.
Yeah.
No label.
Let's see.
This could be scandalous. We're going on air. This is the kind of content you get on air. It's an unknown tape.
Oh.
We have a blank, black, unknown, unmarked tape in the box of wonder. We don't know what's on this thing. This could be scandalous.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
You're gonna have to screen this one.
Yes.
Before
no one looking over my shoulder on that one.
No one can look at this one because this one could be dangerous.
Nah.
This could be from Pop's box of wonder. You know what I'm saying?
No way. I'm pretty confident that would. That might be one of my old soccer tapes. Is what that is. Hey, we turn that in. You'll see me having a shutout. All right, I got Death of a Salesman.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
Look at this.
Familiar with the play.
Dustin Hoffman. You tell me that hey, that's a double tape.
Wow.
I think that might be a full week watch. I don't think think that's a 2-day watch.
That's a good one. Now here's one. This is one that the John the Curmudgeon neighbor would love. All new, not so great moments in sports. The classic bloopers and silly stuff in professional sports. He'd love that, wouldn't he?
Yes.
I could see John watching this and cracking up.
Yes. Yes.
That's a good one.
All right, I'm going to take this opportunity with this tape that I just pulled out to poke a little bit of fun at my dad. So I just pull out the Ringling Brothers, The Greatest Show on Earth. It's a video program of the circus. For those of you that wouldn't want to go to the circus, you can watch it on tape. So I think this was his inspiration to what he used to do way back, starting in 1980 plus, when they started to televise the WEBN fireworks on television.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Would he tape them?
Yes.
Oh.
All right, so now here's what is classic about my dad. I love him, but this is classic. So you watch 1984 fireworks,
right.
Okay? They're taped. They're on there for longevity. 1985 comes around. You would think that maybe you would just go ahead and replace and
tape over it. Tape over it.
Oh no.
No.
85. And then 86 comes. So at one time he had like 10 years
of fireworks
on tape in his library. Yeah. And I always wondered, I always envisioned, if like sometimes he's just in a bad mood, or maybe he's in a good mood, just got, had a big loan that he closed. You know what? I'm going to watch the 85. No. I'm watching the 86. No, 86. It's got to be the 86.
86 was the best year.
They came down when they lit up the bridge.
They lit the bridge up, and the way they placed in the AC/DC. Thunder. That was the first year they used Thunder from AC/DC, and it was mind-blowing.
Oh, my God.
Those fireworks were great.
Yeah. So for that reason, I might have to check out The Greatest Show on Earth.
Now, was he one of these people? I had some cousins who, they had HBO. Now, my family didn't have cable.
No.
They had HBO, so they would tape everything that came on air. And so they had a VHS library of shows they taped, like the Beastmaster, Conan the Barbarian.
Both great films.
And these were all on like Maxwell, tapes or whatever they. Did your dad do that too? Did he have movie channels? He would tape whatever was on?
We did not have movie channels, and we got cable late. However, he was no stranger to using a VHS. If there was an old classic on TV, he would catch it.
Yeah. If you needed to.
It's like fishing. It's like fishing.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah. You come running in, you grab, I got to find the tape. Don't grab my firework tape. Christ's sakes.
Mad Max is on. Like, I don't have Mad Max in my library.
Don't break up them fireworks.
Weekend and Bernie's.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. So I got the Seventh Seal. This one's nice because it's in a silver packaging. Look at that. That's nice.
Oh, man. Okay.
That's a good one.
Uh-oh. I know that you wouldn't watch this because I can see this guy's wearing a robe right now. See that on the jacket?
I would not watch that.
Now, I will tell you, you got to see this movie. You would like this one. It's called The Black Robe.
Oh, man, I don't know. The title's freaking me out already.
No, yeah, it should.
It's pretty good?
Yes. It's right. It dates back to the, I think, the French-Indian War, and it's pretty amazing.
This is awesome. So we're getting to literally the last 3 videos in the box that I'm holding on to right here. One of them is just awesome because one thing you don't know about JP. JP is an amazing carpenter, handyman. He can build anything. You need cabinets. He can build them from scratch. You need some sort of deck, coating, Victorian architecture. The guy's amazing with his hands. He can make literally anything. And what I think is so awesome in this box is 3-season porch. Step-by-step instructions.
Nice.
Adding a porch to an existing home, screening in the addition, and installing the sliding glass doors.
There you go.
That's perfect for you.
That's perfect, yes. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
I got a feeling, I hope Kelsey's listening, or maybe I hope she's not listening.
She's hoping that there's
because I have a feeling that there could be a new addition on your house at this point.
She's hoping.
You're gonna say, JP, what the hell are you doing in the backyard? Well, I came across this Dad's Box of Wonder, and there's a thing for a 3-season deck on that porch. What are you doing the 4th season?
And watch movies.
It's only good for 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Hey, sorry, you got to get on the other deck. That deck's only good for 3 seasons.
Well, I got plenty of them back there. How many do I got?
You have at least 10 decks in your backyard.
Yeah, I just keep building them.
You're building levels like Kramer.
That's like somebody. Somebody knows how to cook for the first time, and they know how to use spaghetti. Just keep adding stuff to spaghetti, right?
Oh man, I got the last two VHSs right here.
I think, what is it? It looks like.
I don't even know what this is. This is crazy.
It looks like just.
You want to know what? This is special.
Old classics.
This is interesting. I have 2 tapes here that say Video Images presents this. This is a duplicate.
Whoa.
This is literally, I'm holding 2 of the same video.
Oh.
It's a 2 for 1. So here, you hold on to one.
I will give you one.
This is Video Images presents A Video Yesteryear, established 1978, the year I was born.
Presents A.
Presents
B.
A.
Oh.
No, we're both holding on to A.
Okay.
This is established in 1978. It says the golden age of television. Video Images and Video Yesteryear, highest possible quality, lowest possible price. These are blanks.
No, not blanks.
I think they are.
No.
Yes. Video Yesteryear, video cassettes are never silent. Even those films producers, this is...
No, I think what this is this is just a collection of all old video captured, like whether it be
What's on the
movies and like the old silent films.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
The old silent films.
Okay, so one here I'm holding is 6...
You're going to see a lot of people with mustaches, canes, and big shoes in those things, man.
653, Night and Fog, 1955, color, directed by Aline Resnius. Brilliant documentary graphically showing the horror of the Nazi concentration camp.
Oh, wow.
Not for the squeamish. 32 minutes with subtitles. That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough watch.
And here's another one from the same series, number 944, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Couldn't be any more different than the last one.
Right.
It says 1956 with Bela Lugosi. Lugosi's last film. His last film, Bela Lugosi, Dracula. Complete with black cape, sharp teeth, and flying saucer. 80 minutes.
Do you fit a cape in there?
I can make an exception for this. I mean, look at this. This was the year I was born. It's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's
what happens when you open the box of wonder.
You get some amazing things you don't know.
What a day. What a show. This is probably one of the more unique shows we've ever had. What a great show. We opened the box of wonder. We delved into the mind of a film enthusiast, the neighbor JP. I got a feeling people might want you back on the show.
Well,
are you willing? Would you be willing to come back on the show?
I would be that willing. Of course I would. I mean, my God, you got bourbon and it's fantastic, and everything's been so nice. But yes, this has been a lot of fun. Anytime to sit and hang with you is a lot of fun.
Man, I appreciate that.
Look forward to the game tonight. That's going to be a big deal, big fun, and
yeah, we're going to the FC game. If you guys out there don't know, soccer's starting to really catch on here in Cincinnati. We have a great team. They're not quite MLS soccer, but they're getting close. They just packed out a stadium, 35,000 fans against the Crystal Palace, and it's really catching on. It's a lot of fun. Me and Jay are going up to the game tonight. They're playing New York, so that's a ton of fun for those of you that are into sports. I do want to point out the exciting thing about this show is we are good to our listeners, good to our fans. And I don't know if you know this, JP, we're giving away probably about a $400 bag for Filmmakers. It's a type of bag, a case that you would carry your cameras in, your lenses.
Are guests eligible for this bag?
Guests are not eligible. Guests are not eligible. My thought is you would probably use the bag to store all of your VHS tapes.
That, or it could make a really nice frisbee golf bag.
Yeah, frisbee golf bag, yeah. And so, but Timba Bags has been our partner for this month of July, and all you need to do to enter to win this awesome bag is, one, you can just go to fdbpodcast.com. You'll see a link on the right. You can check it out. Two, it's real simple. Go to Twitter. You want to mention at Timba Bags. You want to mention at FDB Podcast, and you want to use the hashtag FDB giveaway. Do those 3 things. You'll be entered to win. That'll happen at the end of this month. Such an awesome giveaway. Anybody out there who, especially if you got a documentary type of production coming up and you need to be agile, mobile, ready to move, you're shooting on top of a mountain, this is the bag for you. This thing's going to be great. So definitely check that out. We also want to mention, again, our partners and friends at Bullet Bourbon. Jay, you've tasted it. You've been sipping on it here. This stuff is not cut by water, barrel strength, okay? We are talking about a quality whiskey What do you think?
I think it's amazing, and I am not a big bourbon person. I don't know a lot about bourbon. I think we made that clear in the beginning of the show. However, I can enjoy a good bourbon when it's handed to me and served, and that is fantastic. I would absolutely.
It's wonderful, and they've been so awesome. They're the partner for July. They've done a full podcast takeover. Thanks so much to our friends down at Bullet Bourbon. If you get a chance and go down to Louisville, go to the Bourbon Trail, check out their distillery. Man, what an awesome show! What'd you think? This is the first time we've been building you up, and you were a little nervous at first to come on the show. What'd you think?
I was nervous, and this is a lot of fun. It's kind of hard to get used to listening to yourself in headphones. I think I could get used to it. I might start. I won't have to turn the TV up so loud at night now. I might be able to watch a little bit later. I might need to get it set. But no, it's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you bringing me in as a guest. It's been fun.
Well, that's the great thing about this show is we're not here to be pretentious. We're not here to say we know everything about filmmaking. We are here to say that we're good, hardworking filmmakers that do this for a living. We love a good bourbon, and we love and appreciate those who appreciate film. And so we wanted to highlight a film enthusiast like yourself, bring them on the show, just talk about movies and have a lot of fun. And we're so excited. We love your dad and the magic box. We hope maybe there's another box that comes.
Oh, I'm
maybe
sure.
Maybe that's when we have you on the show again. The next box. Once you get through this box, the next box we can have you on the show. Check in with where you are in the process. That sounds like a great show.
If he's listening, and he is probably already getting an empty box out together, and he wants to outdo this box. He's going.
It's a classic. Yeah. Well, stay tuned, and you can always go to ftbpodcast.com. We will be sure to bring you Neighbor JP's list of movies. He is well on his way to 100. I wish you the best. I hope this happens. I want to be a part of at least a couple along the way to say I was there for number 83. You know what I mean?
You pick your number, and I'll make sure that it happens. And you were already part of one, Mississippi Grinds, on that list. And it's it's fun. Hey, listen, it was a lot easier than running a marathon or doing something else great. Hell, I can sit and watch movies all the time. I mean, hopefully next year I might even push the envelope.
Oh, man, this is exciting stuff. Well, thanks so much for listening. You guys are great out there. We appreciate you on the Slack group. If you have not joined the Slack group, definitely check it out, ftbpodcast.com. Join the Slack group. We will get you on our exclusive filmmaking community. Thanks so much for listening. And as always on the show, Neighbor JP, cheers, buddy.
Thank you, Brandon. Cheers.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.